Hi, my name is Jody Kellogg, and I'm doing my book presentation on the book Ella Enchanted. And it is a movie as well. And I would say that the movie followed the main storyline of the book, but couldn't it couldn't create what was in the book in the movie as well because of all the complexity of the book was just it was just done very well by the author, and the author is Carson Levine. And so, anyways, this is a modern fantasy book, and that is defined as when something in the book cannot happen in our real world. And that's totally this book because there are ogres and fairies and unicorns, and they all have their own languages, and it is just very beautifully written, and it's just all added together to make this wonderful story that really draws the reader in. And I think it's great for young children who kind of have more advanced reading and an advanced imagination, just because it takes a really great imagination in order to understand this book and follow all of the different plots and scenes, and it's just so exciting, and I really, really loved it. In fact, the first time I read it was about 6 months ago, and I just fell in love with it, and I didn't want it to end. It was my favorite, and I'm 22, so it's really for all ages, but I would say that young girls especially would probably like it, although there are a lot of adventures too, so I bet young boys would also enjoy it as well. So I really liked the characters in the book. I think that's what really drew me in, was Ella's character. She's just so fun, and she just really knows how to make a situation go from like being like really serious or being hard to handle to just like, cracking a joke and making it just like a more easygoing atmosphere. Um, I also really like Prince Char. He is the boy who's about Ella's age. I think he's a couple years older than her, but he's the prince obviously, and even though he grew up, you know, in a big castle, having everything he could possibly want, he is just such a wonderful young boy, and he's very respectful, and he's not like prideful in any way. He just has a good heart. And I really liked him. He definitely won me over even towards the beginning. So in this story, it begins with Ella and how she was given this awful gift of the gift of obedience. And so no matter how bad she doesn't want to do something, she has to do it if somebody gives her a direct order. And if she tries to stall or if she tries to not listen, it makes her really sick, and like her body just makes her do it. And so, anyways, that's pretty much what the whole story is about how Ella learns to overcome this awful gift. She sets out on a ton of adventures in order to find the fairy who gave it to her, so that that fairy would take it back. And she comes to find out that that fairy won't do it, even if she wanted to. So she has to try to overcome it herself, and it is an awesome story of a young woman growing into a young girl growing into a woman, and how she becomes this really strong person, and she is who she is because of the gift that was given her. And she's also very good-hearted, and she's very witty and clever, and she will just always like make you laugh even while you're reading it by yourself. You can just crack a laugh, and it's so fun. And anyways, so I guess I can talk about some of the themes. I think a really good theme for people who are older that read this book would probably be about how like controlling other people will never really get you anywhere with them, because the whole story is about how Ella is forced to obey, and how it makes her very like like she just like does everything she can to not listen to people because that's just something that she's cursed with. And so I think that that's what happens in real life too. When people feel controlled, then they just kind of fight back, They don't want to submit themselves to other people having power over them. And I think that's a really great lesson for all of us to learn. But there are also a lot of wonderful lessons here in this book and themes. Part of it is, a lot of it has a lot of writing and literature between the different characters, and so there is a lot of importance there that students can take from that, and you can also use it as teaching tools to have the students write to one of the characters or reply to one of the characters' letters that they had wrote to another character. And so it could just be a really fun, creative writing opportunity. And so, anyways, I hope you love this book and you love this presentation, and it really is awesome. So you should definitely read it.